Okay, today is Friday, August 19th. And I think it's been since last Thursday I've been watching many people react to what Scumbag here just did. And what he did, I couldn't say, it confirms some stuff that I've been standing on for a long time, because I don't need this recent devilishment to confirm it or solidify it or bona fide or to not even etch it in stone. But what Biden just did was he vowed to have America cashless by December 13th, 2022. 4 months from now. Digital currency. Now, if that'll happen or not, it'll be up to the citizenry. And when I say it'll be up to us, the citizenry, I don't mean that the New World Order people will be asking us for our opinion. I mean if we'll stop it or not. And I'm not going to get too far into the horrors of what Biden just did, but maybe I'll have someone in the description box, somebody else explaining to you the trouble that we're in if you don't already understand it. But what Biden just did, I can't say it confirms it because, I already know. But I'll say what Biden just did, it brings home what I've described the internet as being. I've often described the internet as being the final frontier. I know you see people, right? If you haven't heard, you can go check it out. The big shots, they're not buying virtual real estate for fun. Virtual real estate, virtual property, virtual cars, virtual businesses, and everything else. Right? They know what the internet is, but you still have many people who still will say, this is not the real world. Well, if we keep allowing things to keep heading where it's heading, we're not going to know any other world. Maybe we'll just be able to reminisce about the real world, sitting by a virtual campfire, telling the kids about the old days. The final frontier. When the government gets full control of this World Wide Web, we're done. Right? And no, they don't have full control over the internet right now. They're still working on getting that done. Because right now we're still running around loose on here. Feral. The final frontier, or humanity's final resting place. And let me go here. Part of the responses I've been hearing are something that I've addressed on this channel a few times. And one of those times I put buyer's remorse in the title of one of them. And what I've been hearing is the old "do you miss Trump yet" routine. Where because we see these Looney Tunes in the DNC enacting all kinds of crazy on the population, we're supposed to forget why we wanted Trump out of office in the first place. We're supposed to miss him. Right? We're supposed to wish he were there as the president at this time. Right? And how these dickheads were able to convince themselves that Trump should be missed and even desired back in there is that they will tell their brains that Trump did nothing wrong for those 4 years, or the wrong that he did do was no big deal, like some mere minuscule infraction, some mere minuscule infractions of this and that. The warp speed dude. The warp speed dude, the one who warp speeded our new and still oncoming reality, is to be missed, they've told themselves. Like, take the complaint that comes almost entirely from right-wing thinkers about the bug and the cure, and how it's the cure is a plot to turn us into zombies and other forms of hybrid human and to kill us all off or whatever. Right? Now, I don't disagree with them on that. Yeah, that stuff looked like it's meant to do major harm. I've talked about that myself, about how it does look like they plan to turn people into something else and kill off a bunch of folk. But what would Trump do about it? What would he do about it? Because first of all, it's his. Him and his son-in-law Kushner are part owners in that stuff, along with other globalists and imperialists or whatever. But what would he do if he got back in the White House in 2024? What is he going to do? Is he going to, would Trump extract the cure out of people?
Too much iron in your blood.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What he gonna do about it anyway? What would he do about the digital currency that they're ushering onto the earth? What is he gonna do? What is he gonna not engage in global commerce when everything is digital? What are you gonna do? Not do it? We need Trump in there. To do what? What is he gonna do? Is he gonna reverse the Earth's rotation? Right, you know, for those of you who still believe that we're spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. But what is he? I mean, who is he? Is he Superman? Right, because that's the only person I saw that was able to do that, to reverse the Earth's rotation and turn back time. Superman. Is he Superman? Is Trump Superman or some shit? Is he What am I thinking? Of course he's Superman to you people. To some right-wingers, he's God in the flesh. So of course you would think that he could reverse time and space. But anyway, what Biden just did reminds me of why my position has been, how fast do you want to get there? Do we want to get dragged off now or later? My position has never been that either party, red or blue, is here to stop or prevent humanity from going to hell. It's just that one has a better way for us to get there than the other one, and a quicker way. Now I'm going to play something for y'all, then I'm done here. The full video will be in the description box, and I think I'll call it For Our Protection, or To Protect Us. But before I play that, let me show you where I'm going with it.
One glance is all that's needed to enter Zhengzhou's subway system. The city is the first in China to set up facial recognition gates in all of its underground stations. The government says it's about customer convenience.
This is especially handy for people who carry a lot of heavy bags, or the people who don't have a cash or their smartphones have run out of battery. These problems could be solved by facial recognition.
What?
Isn't that nice? Ain't it? Ain't that nice? So concerned about people that you don't think that they should be carrying those heavy bags. So how do you show your care? By watching their every move from sun up to sundown. And please, nobody come and tell me that, well, they're already watching us. Please don't come tell me that unless you can explain to me how them already watching us can't get worse. How them already watching us couldn't possibly become more intrusive. All right?
Adding practical change should be the #1 priority for any government looking to improve the lives of Indigenous people, obviously. Instead, Labor's planning to do exactly the opposite. They want to put families, including children, in harm's way by planning to remove the cashless debit card. This card is designed to ensure that money is spent on necessities, not on alcohol and gambling. It's there to address those social issues. But all that is set to change if Labor goes ahead with this plan. The Shadow Health Minister, Anne Ruston, has been in the Northern Territory talking with communities who are deeply affected by this cashless debit card. She joins me now from Darwin. Thanks for joining us, Senator. Do communities still want the cashless debit card?
Well, look, absolutely. Much of the testimony that we've received, particularly from Indigenous Australians, has very strongly been in support of the cashless debit card and how income management has stabilised their lives, the lives of their family, has helped their communities. But I think, probably one of the most compelling things I have ever seen at a hearing was listening to Noel Pearson talk about how 20 years of his life's work was going to be thrown away by the Labor Party's decision to get rid of this technology because he believed that it had done such an amazing job of supporting his communities up in Cape York. It's some of the most powerful things that I've ever seen. But I think the other part of it that's really, really distressing is that the Labor Party made this decision without speaking to anybody. They haven't been out and spoken to communities. They haven't spoken to Indigenous Australians and leaders in their communities. They made the decision. Now they're trying to retrofit consultation. And a lot of the stuff they're hearing, I'm not sure they're liking very much.
Yeah, look, it is extraordinary because this is stuff that affects people at the really pointy end of social problems. And it's been trialled largely around the country, right? We've got to see how it works. But there is a lot of evidence around saying it's working. And if that means it's working, it means it's helping the life of children. It's protecting a woman perhaps from domestic violence. I mean, the outcomes here are that tangible.
Well, I think one of the things that the Labor Party really does have to have a serious think about with this legislation, and I hope they think about it and change their mind, is that we have vulnerable children who are at risk of abuse and neglect. We have women who are being, abused and victims of domestic, family and sexual violence.
Listen to what they're saying. Never mind what they said. Listen to what they're saying. Domestic violence. People's ability to purchase certain things like alcohol. Do y'all remember back in, I think it was 97 or 98 maybe, when these misandrists who keeps calling themselves feminists tried to ban the Super Bowl? Remember that? Why did they want to ban the Super Bowl? Well, because they find the idea of men and boys enjoying ourselves to be detestable. There's nothing that they could hate more than men and boys enjoying ourselves. They hate that. They find it despicable. So they use the Super Bowl. A lot of women do get beat up on that day, though, by they get beat up by their drunk husbands and boyfriends. They do. But you heard them use domestic violence as reasoning to enslave everybody via this cashless thing. And to stop people from even being able to purchase certain things. And guess what? It's not going to mean just alcohol. You heard the dude mention wasting money on gambling. But guess what? It won't just mean gambling. Well, what would it mean then? It'll mean limiting and rationing out any and everything we're able to buy. And at their discretion, not ours.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.